Hello everyone, we are at what's called Demo Alley at Creativation, and that means there's a lot of booths here where we have people demonstrating. So we have Eileen Hull, whom we're going to see, and she is demonstrating for Real Leather today, and there is Eileen.
Hi everybody, how are you? Have you ever worked with leather before? A lot of people are afraid of it. And they're like, it's so expensive, I don't want to ruin it. Well, I'm here to tell you, you can take tiny little pieces and play with them and experiment with them, especially with the craft tools that you already own.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's
so
look down
I designed
at
dies for Sizzix. So this is one called the Tiny Book, and we're just going to make a tiny little book today.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. So this is a leather called Goat. It's, I think, Real Goat. That's what it looks like. It's available in Michael's. And
you can see how thin this is.
Yeah, this is
you have to work with the thin leathers to do what she's showing us today.
Right, but you can use thicker. I recommend between a 2 to 3 ounce leather.
2 to 3 ounce leather.
This is probably like a low 2, I would say.
Okay.
I'm just guessing. But so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut it down. I could cut all these elements, but I just want to make a book right now. So I'm going to trim this down to, because you don't want to waste it, but there are always things you can do with your scraps.
And it's important to use the right kind of die, right? So what kind of dies?
You need the steel rule die.
Steel rule dies, folks. So you see how thick this die is, right? That's the kind you're looking for, the block, like that.
Right.
That's what you're looking for.
And this one.
Not the wafers.
Yeah, these are called scoreboards. So these have this little scoring blade in here, which will also score your die.
So like a fold.
Right, exactly. Okay. Yes. So what you do, there's 2 ways you can do it. You can either put it so your leather is facing the scoring blades, and then you're not going to get that cut line here. So let's try that, because I haven't tried that before.
And you don't have to wet the leather?
Not until we emboss it.
Okay, alrighty.
We're just going to cut it. So I'm going to take that, run that through my big shot.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did I say wow?
Wait until you see. We're going to come out with a little book.
Oh my goodness. Who knew?
There you go.
And you could save the scraps.
Yes, you can. Now, if we had scored the corner, you could see the marks like that.
Right.
And sometimes I like to do that because it helps me to know where to fold it. But this is tiny. I'm just going to fold it in half.
And it's so better than trying to hand cut that and then you don't. I don't cut straight, folks. I don't know about you.
No.
And you don't want to use a craft blade, and then you've got these little scraps that you can make other little teeny things out of.
Yeah, little
jewelry.
buckles or belts for things. So now we're done with this. We're going to put in our platform that we're going to...
That is just amazing.
Okay, so now we have, this is our multi-purpose platform. We're going to put that in our big shot, and we're going to use another plate.
So at first you just use 2 cutting plates with the bigs die.
Right. But now we're using
embossing.
This is a 3D embossing folder.
Right.
So this one only takes 1 cutting pad.
Okay.
This is my new folder. I love it. It's called Crochet Mandala. Just came out on
really
April
cute.
1st. So let's see what it looks like. So now we are going to wet our surface.
Okay.
So
but
I'm
you
just going to
soak
take
it
some
ahead,
water.
Huh?
I don't think you need to. This is so thin, it soaks in pretty quickly.
Okay, so let's zoom out here so you can see.
Just give it a little squirt. I like to cover it pretty well.
Okay.
Equally, and see how it's soaking in?
Yeah, it changes color. It changes, right, it gets darker.
Right, and I do the other side too because I feel like it helps to equalize the warping, because if you don't shape this, it might warp. Depending on the thickness, you never know. So then you have to decide, do you want it embossed or debossed? So we're going to emboss it so the pattern raises up. Hello, how are you? So I'm just going to place that in my folder, wherever you want. Close it up, and then I'm going to set that in my big shot.
On that platform.
On the platform, so this is helping it roll. And then prepare to be dazzled.
I'm already dazzled. This is razzle dazzle, folks. She's having to use a little bit of pressure here and effort, and she's going back the other way.
Yeah, with the 3D folders, I like to do it 3 times to get the deepest emboss. So watch this. It's always so exciting. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Is stunning. That
Yeah.
is. May I see this and hold
Yeah,
this?
sure. Now there's another
Wow. Goodness gracious.
that you can add, and this is what I love about our industry. We can take all the tools that we have from all different mediums, and you know, this is a product called Luster Wax from Sizzix. So if you take this, I'll probably regret this because I'm going to have copper hands all day, but just take a tiny bit of this and go over it. It really pops.
And you're not pushing it down. You're trying to get the
I am
raised areas.
lightly,
Yes. Okay.
yeah, going over the top. And you can use a brush, but
I think a
that
brush
just-
would make it go further into the grooves.
probably would.
And you're trying to get the surfaces.
yeah, just the top, and it just gives it this highlight, beautiful shine. And then I usually take like a t-shirt or something and I buff it, and it just makes this really rich glow.
Oh,
It's
that is great.
it's so pretty. And then you can just take this. It's such a cute size, this book, because you can use like little the Instax photos you can put in here.
Oh,
you
wow.
can do
I have that camera.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
So, you know, here's our book, and I'm just going to wipe
So
my
fun.
hand off here.
Let's see if I can
Yeah.
get a little bit of that shimmer in there. That is really cool. That's
Yeah.
it's a great embossing folder too, Eileen. That's
Oh,
really
thank
cool.
you. Yeah, it's really, I love
Now
it.
she has her little booklets all
I have
made.
my little
her
booklets ready to
inserts
go, so
or
you can-
signatures.
Yeah.
Oh, how cute!
Yeah, so you can just take your scrap paper and make yourself a little book in like 10 minutes. I mean, how long did that take us? And then you can either stitch it in, you can use like well, this is too thick, but I like to use
hairband.
these little hair bands, and that one might be a little stretched out, but you get what I mean. But you can use elastic. You can actually take your Sizzix, that's a pen, the pokey tool,
Right.
you know, and find the center, poke a hole, match the hole, or do them all together,
Right.
stitch them up with
Stitch
a
'em
little
up.
bit of twine or whatever, and
That is so cool.
and you've got yourself a little tiny book in, you know, and I mean, if you had an event or Girl Scouts or anything, I mean, anybody can do this. It's
Yeah,
so easy. You
that
guys
is-
saw.
I think
So,
you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're right.
Holly, I'm always right. Come on. No,
That is
it's
really
just,
cool. And is this the same?
That is the same
This
book.
is a different
Now that one,
embossing
it's-
folder,
right.
but same.
and a different
dye.
kind of leather, so that's softer. This is more rigid,
Oh, okay.
so it just depends on the leather that you use. Yeah, it's like a little mini.
I'll have you open that up and we'll show it to us there.
Thank you.
It's very cute. Look at this. How adorable.
Yeah, so
These
that's
would
all
make
little
great
scraps.
gifts.
Yeah, they're just fun to make.
Or
I'll
a
show
little-
you me on a sled if you keep going. I don't know where it is. Keep going until you see a photo.
And there's also, you could
Yeah,
also,
that's
there
me.
you go.
Yeah, that's me.
Sorry.
so
You know what else you could do
cute.
is do one of these for like a trip. This would be your little
Yes,
memo book
right,
for the
and
trip.
that's all you need. Yeah.
That is adorable. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. They're
I
they're
didn't know
just-
you could emboss the leather, and this is really amazing.
The 6x6 paper pads are really nice because the scale is
the scale
small,
is
you
better.
know?
I love tiny prints, and that really
Yeah.
helps. That's really pretty.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
And
then
so
you see
we're
your
noticing
scraps,
she's
yeah.
used scraps to make a key fob. I love the flower. This is like right up my alley. I love that.
Yeah, you could add that to the front
That
of the journal.
key-
Those were just scraps I had. I
Scraps?
embossed them. I colored them with pigment inks.
Okay.
Those are really
And
thick, and that will
Those
still
are
emboss.
thick. That's a veg tan leather. That's like an untreated leather. So the
Okay.
ones that are colored or have textures, those are more, you know,
They're hard to
process
use.
them. These are open to any.
She also
you
has
know,
these
inks
little
or-
mini books. They are really adorable. And it's this die is actually like a latch for one of your other
Yeah,
die
that's
sets.
the,
She's going to show you this die set. This is pretty amazing.
This is a journal, which
It's a
actually
journal.
makes this book.
You see this, and she did that
But
as well.
The latch piece here is how I made this.
These little books. There we go.
You know, and you just your scraps of leather.
And she did one where she strung it to
I
make
put
a
it on
little
a chain.
necklace. Is that cool?
I should wear that actually.
You should. I'm going to show you this piece right here. She made a necklace. This big leaf is leather, and we
Emboss
have
that, just a plain strip that I had
embossed
left
strip.
over.
The buttons are really
another
awesome.
folder.
And
Earrings.
we
That's the
have
wrap journal. That's
a
another
wrap
die.
journal. I love the feel of that. And look at
Yeah.
these earrings here. So how did you emboss? Oh, you did it in sections. This here.
Yeah, that
'Cause
one,
this
you
is
know,
like
you have
it's
to
really
work
tall.
with the size of the folders. Yeah.
It's beautiful. These
thank you.
projects are very stunning, and I
you,
think you've
Holly.
done a great job. Of course.
Much.
Thank you very much, Eileen,
Good
for all
seeing
this.
you.
This is a really cute booklet. Thanks.